Well, good evening, everybody. The respected Chief Minister of Delhi, Srimati Rekha Gupta ji, Dr. Joshi, Shri Manish Dabhade, Srimati Bhavna ji, and of course, my greetings to this wonderful audience. Manish ji mentioned that I have to speak a little bit about women's empowerment, my own experience as an Indian Foreign Service officer. So let me put some ideas and some thoughts before you. Well, first and foremost, imagine a world where every woman, every single one, has the chance to thrive, not just survive. Not just the wealthy, not just the urban, not just the privileged, but all women. That's the dream of gender equity. When we speak about gender equity, that is the dream, and it is within our reach if we act boldly, think deeply, and work together. So let's talk about how we turn that dream into reality, not just for some women, but for all. 5 quick points. Now, first and foremost, gender equity is not just a nice idea, it's a necessity. When women thrive, economies grow, families prosper, and societies transform. Take India's Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao campaign launched in 2015. You all know about it. It saved lives, sent girls to school, and changed mindsets. And studies tell us that there was a 3-fold increase in tertiary education as a direct consequence of this very successful scheme. Or the Ujjwala scheme, giving millions of women clean cooking fuel, freeing them from smoke-filled kitchens. These policies prove that equity works, but here's the catch. Equity isn't just about numbers, it's about power. It's about ensuring women aren't just helped, but are the ones leading change. My second point. Let's be very honest. Equity hasn't reached everyone. Picture 3 women. A city lawyer or a bureaucrat like me, another, a rural farmer, and a third, a woman from the reserved category in a wheelchair. The lawyer or the bureaucrat might face sexism in the courtroom, but the farmer battles poverty, no roads, and no childcare. The third woman, she faces all that, plus caste discrimination and inaccessible buildings, perhaps. This is intersectionality, the idea that gender is not the only barrier. Class, caste, disability, location, they all pile on, making life harder for some women. If our policies only lift up the lawyer, we've failed. Equity must reach the farmer, the disadvantaged woman, the most marginalized. That's not just fairness, it's justice. My third point. So how do we make equity real? How do we make it real for all women? Through what I would call the policy-practice intersection. Top-down policies like the Women's Reservation Bill, reserving 1/3 of seats in Parliament for women, set the stage. I'm sure you'll all agree with me. But it's the bottom-up revival, communities, families, and women themselves that bring it to life. Take Sukanya Samriddhi, a savings scheme for girls. The government offers it, as you know, but it's parents enrolling their daughters, teachers pushing for education, and girls dreaming big that make it work. And guess what? Guess what? When those girls succeed, they demand more. Better schools, safer streets, stronger laws. That's the power of policy meeting practice. That's the power of policy meeting practice. But it must reach rural women, disabled women, poor women, not just the privileged few. Which brings me to my fourth point, the grassroots. Let's talk about grassroots. We hear women there are highly empowered. But is that fully true? Yes, over 1.4 million women lead in local governance, thanks to reservations. And I myself at the United Nations have oft cited this figure. It's very, very impressive. But only some make decisions without a man pulling strings. Yes, schemes like Ujjwala help, but only some working women earn cash. Empowerment isn't just about seats and stoves. It's power, pay, and choice. Choice. Choice for rural and poor women. Let's celebrate progress, but let's also demand more. My final point, the game changer, women-led development. All of you have heard about this as a consequence of India's very successful presidency of the G20. India's G20 presidency in 2023 didn't just talk equity. We didn't just talk equity. We spoke about a shift in the narrative. And what was that? Development and growth led by women, where women are at the center of decision-making. That's very important. Architects of progress, not just beneficiaries, as our Prime Minister had stated. Think about it. Women farmers leading climate action, women entrepreneurs driving growth, women leaders shaping laws. The G20 even launched a women's empowerment working group, active under Brazil after India's presidency, and hopefully now South Africa as well, to keep this vision alive. This isn't just India's fight, it's global. When women lead, I would say, the world wins. So, ladies and gentlemen, what's our job? I ask you that. Demand policies that include all women, rural, disabled, marginalized. Support grassroots efforts, join a campaign, mentor a girl, challenge a stereotype, and above all, see women not as victims to save, but as leaders to empower. Equity isn't a gift that we give. It's a right we uphold, a future we build together. So let's make it happen now. Thank you.